Hi, welcome to Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City, a place where we can all learn how to reconnect. It's a cold morning here on the little farm. The animals aren't up. I'm just getting ready to put their water out, get their feed, open them up, and let them roam around a little bit. It doesn't matter how cold it gets, you always have to get down to the barn. It's about 19 degrees outside today, and it would be very tempting on a morning like this to sit around drinking coffee, lying about in your pajamas. But when you have farm animals, you don't get that luxury. So, as delicious as Mr. Steve's coffee is, I'm gonna have to put down my cup and get myself outside. One of the things I have to do in the morning before I can get outside is I have to gear up. I'm pretty warm. My face is a little bit cold and there's just a teeny tiny little bit of snow. Hardly any at all. Oh, look. Oh, my hair. Oh, well. I'm not a glamour YouTuber, am I? Oh, well. At least I got my mascara on. You know, fresh water is one of the best things you can do for animals during the winter time. In the wintertime, we supplement the animals' feed with some extra greens and vegetables. And I usually give them those in the afternoon. In the morning, I just give them basic feed. We made these buckets to try to keep the mess down from the feed, and they work pretty good, but I don't know. I really feel that giving them all day access to the food during the winter is a good idea, but I don't think that they really necessarily need it so much during the spring. But right now, I want them to have as much food as possible so they can continue keeping themselves warm, because that uses a lot of energy. Animals use a lot of energy just trying to keep themselves warm when it's cold like this. And our spoiled goats, we give them grain too. And they don't really need it. They can get all the nutrients they need from their hay, and even have supplemental nutrients in the barn. But we like to keep them fat and sassy, I guess. So we feed them a little grain in the morning and in the afternoon too. Not too much, just a little. Oh, my fingertips are cold. I have these nice warm gloves, but I have to keep taking them on and off. Because even though I need to keep my hands warm, I have to move my hands around a lot. And these are good gloves, but I don't know what else I can do other than grow a coat of fur like the animals do. All right, let's get down there. Also in the wintertime, I get the animals up a little bit later. I know they would love to get out of the barn as soon as the sun comes up, but it is so cold first thing in the morning. We use these solid doors in the wintertime to help keep the draft out. But they still have plenty of air because you gotta have a lot of airflow in a barn too. You can't have it solid. Good morning, Chicky Chicks. Good morning. Oreo and Goldie are always the first to get up in the morning. Good morning. We use this rubber mat to try to keep the waste down, to keep pests away from the barnyard. And it's been pretty helpful. All right, I better get the goats up. Oh, good morning. Hi. 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 How are you? Huh? Did you have a good night's sleep? Good girls. They have a solid door during the winter months too. Hey, good morning. See, the goats have this thick layer of extra fur during the winter, and they'll shed this in the spring. But right now, it's what helps keep them nice and warm. Oh, Goldie, you've already had breakfast. We have this little thermostat in here, and the reading is at the house, so we can keep track of the humidity and the temperature in the barn. We don't heat the barn in the winter time because of the animals' natural ability to keep themselves warm in climates. And actually, the ducks and the goats prefer the cold weather. The chickens will come inside to roost sometimes when they're too cold, inside their little roost, and they huddle together in the wintertime to sleep, to keep each other warm. The goats don't usually huddle together unless it's very, very cold outside, and then they'll huddle together to keep each other warm. And if it gets very, very cold, we'll bring the little duckies in, and we have this little cage in here under the goats, and that'll keep everybody warm. We'll keep them all in here if it gets very, very cold. But that won't be till mean old February gets here. We try to keep our animals safe here on the little farm. And one of the things that we do when we're coming out in the morning, the ducks are following me. I was trying to get away from them because they're so loud, but they were following me. One of the things that we do in the morning when we walk around the barnyard is that we're looking for predators. We look for rat holes, or we look for animal feces like coyotes and foxes, because we do see those in the city. We get a lot of hawks in the wintertime too. These wild animals are looking for food, and a chicken or a duck would make a delicious, tasty meal for a fox or a coyote or a hawk. So we keep an eye out for those things. Even though the goats have been doing a really good job of keeping predators away from the birds, at night they're enclosed in their area and they can't really do much about it. So we're always on the lookout for animals' feces in the wintertime. And we're always trying new things and trying new ways to make sure that the animal feed waste is down. If you have any suggestions, hit me up in the comments. Oh, speaking of comments, I wanted to say something to you. We've had a lot of new subscribers here lately, and I made a little playlist for new subscribers so that they can catch up. And I also wanted to say something to you old subscribers, to go ahead and welcome them and say hi, and in the comments below you can kind of build a community together, and I'd be more than willing to answer any questions you have about the little farm, or if there's something that you specifically want me to do here on the little farm. Now, what's going on with the bees? Let's go check on them. I covered the bees up with some black plastic because it was getting so cold. And like I said a million times, we keep trying different things to see if we can get these bees to survive the winter. So we'll see if this works or not. Another thing I'm going to try to do, probably in February when it gets really cold, is I'm going to move the front of the hive to face the other side, to face towards the morning sun. That was a mistake I've been making, and I think this will help the bees if they survive. A good day today? Hey, Oreo. Be sundown, isn't it? Alright, give me a minute. I know. Isn't it nice outside? Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. How come you're so pretty? Come on. It's time to get put away. Well, I got everybody settled in for the day, and I'm getting ready to settle in for the day too. I'll have to make one more trip a little bit later down to the barn to just close up the doors and make sure everybody's in their coops, and that'll be it for the day. And then I get to rest for a little while until I do it all over again tomorrow. Thank you for visiting Miss Annette's Little Farm in the big city. Try to get outside today, okay? And we'll see you next time. Bye!